injuries to report. Everybody finished, and day off tomorrow. Practice Monday at Centennial.
Really? Okay.
I think you're taking a
Day off?
9-year-old beds do wonders for the team?
I guess so. I didn't have much. I only had about 5. I was here pretty early, so it'll be nice to see the families tomorrow and what have you. So good response by our guys today. I mean, we really looked at this game as the end of the road trip, not the first home game. Really, because just a quick turnover, and obviously playing the Stanley Cup champion. So it was a great atmosphere out there. I mean, we're trying to keep the red out, and the red and gold were chanting at each other, so that was good. You could feel it on the bench. There's a lot of energy in the building.
Biggest goal, first, second, or the fifth?
I think probably the biggest goal was the first, or actually the fifth. It sort of gave us a sense of relief. But the first goal, I thought the first, the third, and the fifth were huge goals for us. The first was that, if they score first, we go, here we go again, and they got momentum, and that, the Chicago fans would be going crazy and the building get a little quiet. But we scored first. We came out with a real good response. I like the fact that right after, what's happened to us lately, we haven't scored a whole lot of goals, as you've probably noticed. But we would score, and they would score right away, and it would just deflate the bench. I thought the second goal, getting the second goal was really good. But, the third goal was really huge on the special teams because it gave us some breathing room. It wasn't that they scored and they would come right after us. And then we got the lead, and then we gave up that late goal, and almost gave up another goal. 2 goals within a minute and at the end of the second period. And they were coming hard. And I thought when they made it 4-2, the goal by Stolberg was huge. That sort of put them on their heels. And then we got another one, and then obviously another one, and then that was where the game set match. But the fifth goal was that sort of put the game, I would say, in check. But all of the goals were important tonight. And we got a lot of the special teams are really huge. Power play got 2 goals, but the penalty killing was really good at the key times. We got a couple of big saves by Maz and the penalty killers. But there was a lot of commitment and a lot of guys doing what we needed to do. We knew that they're going to get a lot of shots. They've got a pretty great group. I was pleasantly surprised after warm-up that Marian Hossa wasn't playing, because another thing they have to deal with. He's one of those players that as an opposing coach, knowing Marian a little bit through Brent Peterson, he is a game breaker. And after warm-up, when he was scratched, I thought that was a little bit of a break for us.
You've talked about sort of flying by the seat of your pants with the goalies here during Becca's absence. What prompted you to go back to Maznik tonight?
Well, I think Maz has played pretty good for us in the last couple of games. The problem is we haven't played well in front of him. And last night after the second period, I actually pulled him. They got their 4 goals, and I put Carter in, and it was probably for 2 things. A, we want to come back with Maz tonight. We could, and also give Carter a period where he got to feel the puck, and then we had to make a decision today. And we just didn't play well in front of Maz in the last couple of games. He's made some pretty good saves for us, and we just didn't play well in front of him. We didn't give any run support, and I just think that he would respond to it really well. I know Carter was probably disappointed because he's been part of the Chicago organization, but we won today, so we guessed right, I guess.
Craig Smith get back to doing what he was doing to be successful earlier in the season?
Well, I thought Smitty was really moving his legs tonight. He was determined. He stayed on pucks, and he was really hard to handle. He was creating things. It was like the I think it was the 4th goal. And what's been happening? We go into the battle, and then we battle, and then it's sort of be almost finished, and we leave the battle, and the other team would just exit real easily. And today, I thought we stayed on the battle. The battle sort of was created, and then we didn't back off the battle. We stayed on it, and we actually turned the puck over. I think point, Cully, he jumped on the guy and he gave it over to Smitty, and Smitty made a real sweet move, in tight and put it, elevated right over almost Crawford. So, but that was, we stayed in the battle harder today than we have in the last couple of games.
Well, what do you, so far, I mean, you played really well against some of the better teams in the league, and then really badly against.
I haven't,
How do you explain
you know
that?
what, I haven't seen any teams that are really bad. And then on this trip, we obviously played Phoenix and got a point there. Played LA and Colorado, and they're both, very good teams. Winnipeg was ahead of us, so I think Winnipeg's one of those underrated teams, and we went in there and got, we actually, after the first period, I think we played very well after that, offensively, and had lots of chances, just couldn't do everything. And in the last two games, I thought we were really flat against the Devils and even the Penguins. We came out, but our our resiliency wasn't very good in both those games. So I didn't like our response in those two games. But today we responded the way I think we're very capable of. I think we had a good game plan going into it. So from that standpoint, we were able to capitalize and be real strong.
The struggles to score sort of grew as they went the last couple of games. Any reason to think that a night like this can open up the offense for a couple of games, or?
I would say this, one of the reasons that we weren't scoring because we couldn't defend. We're defending poorly. When you defend poorly, you spend the whole time in your end and you just hope to get the puck out, and when you do get it out, you look for a change and the other team just overwhelms you again. And if you're going to be good offensively, one of the things that primarily you got to be good defensively. You look at Chicago Blackhawks, obviously they got some high-end talent, but they're always in the top 5 in the league defensively every year. And they have some great offensive players, but if you can't exit your zone you're going to have a hard time scoring goals because you never get out, you never get any speed going, all those things. And today we did a much better job exiting the zone. And you look at a lot of our goals were off the good defensive play, a good breakout into the offensive zone, and something good happened, or we established a really good forecheck. Those two things can't happen if you don't exit your own end fairly cleanly. So we weren't really strong on the walls. We weren't going at people very hard. We weren't making plays. Our defensemen weren't using their legs to escape and make plays, and all those things just compound, and it becomes a very long and frustrating game.
Disappointing you just get Forsberg back and now he's not available tonight.
Yeah, he got hurt. I want to say didn't say anything, but he said he got hurt in Milwaukee, and then just got banged a couple times yesterday, and so he's out until further notice. But last night there was I thought there was something wrong. I thought he didn't. Unfortunately, he didn't play very well. Very, very slow and lethargic in his game last night, which was surprising to me. So we figured something must have been wrong.